Hey everybody, Marc Cunningham with Grace Property Management and Property Management System. Welcome to video number 72. I can't believe this is our 72nd video that we're recording, but I want to ask you this. Are you doing in-house maintenance? Have you considered doing in-house maintenance? A lot of people have. We've tried it. We've done in-house. We've done third-party maintenance. We've tried everything. And if we do have some thoughts and recommendations as it comes to the pros and cons of doing in-house maintenance. I want to thank Michael Francis for this suggestion of a video. By the way, if you have a suggestion for one of these videos, hop on the website, propertymanagementsystem.org. Under the video page, you can actually enter suggestions or search our library of videos to see if a video has been done on something you would like highlighted. So feel free to do that. Always thankful for your suggestions, so thank you, Michael. So here we go. A couple pros and a couple cons of doing maintenance in-house versus just using third-party vendors. There's no right or wrong with this, but there are pros and cons you have to be aware of. Now, pro number one is kind of the obvious one, right? You control the person's schedule. So what that means is when an emergency happens and you need to get somebody out there immediately, well, that's great because you control your maintenance person's schedule. They're your employee, so you can send them out there immediately. That's a great benefit. However, con number one is you control the person's schedule, meaning what do you do with that person when there's no work to be done? You've got to make sure that you are always keeping them busy, as much as possible doing billable things. Because if there's nothing to be done, the question comes up, well, gosh, what do I do with my person? Do I have him go on vacation? Do I have him go mow lawns? And you never want to find yourself in a situation where you're trying to create work for a maintenance person that maybe doesn't have any, because that can be bad for a lot of reasons, right? So that's also kind of, you control a person's schedule. You've got to make sure you're scheduling them. Someone has to schedule this person all the time. Where are they going? When are they going there? Where are they going after that? What time do they leave? What time do they get there? You're managing this person. Somebody has to manage this person all the time. Now, another pro, and this is another obvious one, hopefully, is you can make a profit. There's a lot of money to be made in maintenance. I know some companies that do very well, other companies that don't do so well. Now, as you're determining, well, gosh, what do I bill? From a purely business economic standpoint, as you run a business, kind of the rule of thumb economically, big picture thinking is always this. Whatever you are paying a person, so let's say you're paying a person $10 an hour, you should be, as a company, you should be billing that person back out at roughly 3 times the amount you're paying them to cover all your overhead, your taxes, your insurance, your costs, as well as to make a profit margin. So what that means is ideally, in the ideal world, if you're paying someone $10 an hour, you should be billing them at $30 an hour. So you do the math from there. Doesn't always work. It's not an exact science, but that's kind of the ideal within the business sense of how much you should be billing out on somebody you're paying. Now, con number two is, and I see this almost more often than I see people making money, you can lose a lot of money on this deal. Because if you're hiring a person, you're committed to that person. See, there's a lot of expenses that come with doing maintenance in-house because you now have another employee. You have things you have to pay for that employee, things you may not have thought of. Of course, you've got your insurance and your taxes, but are you going to buy a truck for this person? You're absolutely going to have to buy some tools for this person to use. So you've got some tools that you're purchasing. What about a cell phone for this person? What about vacation time for this person? All those little incidentals that we may not think of that we're going to be spending money on that we won't necessarily be able to recoup immediately. Things like trucks and tools and gas and insurance and car insurance, all those things. It's an expensive operation, so just be aware of that. Now, a couple of final pieces of guidance, but before I say that, I want to thank the sponsor for this video and one of the sponsors for our webpage, propertymanagementsystem.org, Virtually Incredible. We use Virtually Incredible, one of my favorite vendors, because they take the video tours that we do of properties and they do their little magic on them, and suddenly they get watched by a lot more people. They get found by a lot more applicants, so we don't have to show as many properties. They also have VAs, virtual assistants that they can assist you with in doing everything from application screening to other VA work. But these guys really do take a lot of stress and load off of us. Give them a call, check them out. When this video's over, go over to the sponsor page, click on the information we have for Virtually Incredible. We'll connect you with Logan, Breen. Good company, good folks. We like them. We use them, and we are big fans of them. So back to maintenance. A couple final pieces of guidance. Number one, you need to remember this. Running a maintenance division is really, practically speaking, like running an entire another company. So if you're going to do maintenance in-house, you need to commit to the aspect of, you know what, I'm running a second business. It may legally be a separate business, or it may not be, but practically speaking, it is a separate business. You have employees, You've got to manage them. You've got to track their time. You've got to help them buy stuff. It's another business to run. Now, we've done this. We've done in-house, we've done third-party. Currently, we're not doing in-house maintenance. We use third-party vendors. We're still able to profit on that, which I'll talk about in just a moment here. But it got to be such a hassle of managing the people, the tools, the equipment. Didn't we buy that tool a year ago for that job? Well, I don't know where it is. Well, I guess we have to buy another one. How are you going to do inventory tracking of your tools? All these things that we don't think about. Therefore, if you're going to do it, you have to commit to running it as its own company. Meaning, how are you going to track those things? How are you going to get all that stuff done? And as it relates to that, another suggestion, if you're tracking this, make sure you're reconciling the time for your maintenance people and their invoices and billing on a weekly basis. See, one of the common problems that I hear about when I talk to people that are doing maintenance in-house is they wait till the end of the month and then they sit down with their maintenance person and they get all their hours and their receipts and invoices for the last month, half of which are missing. Half the time they can't remember, and then you try to reconcile it and bill it out to your clients. That's a bad way to do it. In order to stay up on this, our recommendation is you do this weekly. Maybe that means every Monday morning, your maintenance person comes in, they sit down at the desk with whoever they report to, they bring all their time and their receipts, don't forget receipts, from the last week, and we're reconciling for the full week on that prior week, and then billing immediately. Don't delay on this. You've got to get this stuff done promptly. My second point is this. You can still make a profit in maintenance without doing it in-house. So we have a maintenance oversight fee that we charge for the maintenance we provide. We use third-party vendors. All the headaches go away that we're talking about right now. We don't have any of those headaches. Don't have to track any of that stuff. We use third-party vendors. But we do charge our owners a maintenance oversight fee for the fact that we're doing this. Now, in this video, we're not going to go into how to explain that maintenance oversight fee. That's something we do talk about in our training on online income streams, how to do that better. But you absolutely should be making a profit. Now, what we found at the end of the day is by having a maintenance oversight fee, we are making virtually the same profit margin we were making as when we were doing it in-house with none of the headaches. That's why we decided not to do it in-house, but instead just to have a maintenance oversight fee. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. You do what you want to do, but be careful if you're going to commit to doing maintenance in-house because there's a lot more that comes with it that people don't realize. Now, a couple things here. If you like these videos and you don't want to miss the next one, and by the way, next month's video is going to be a really good one. We're talking about what to do, practically speaking, what to do when your tenant doesn't pay rent. What are the steps you should take? So if you want to make sure you don't miss that video next month, then subscribe to these. Click the little picture of, I think it's my face on this video, that you can subscribe. Then you'll just get a little email alert from YouTube when the next video comes out. If you want to go even deeper on this stuff, check out our video coaching. We're about into month 4 on that, and we've just been blown away with how positive that's been, the response we've had from folks. I really encourage folks to get that done. Check out our video coaching. You will not regret it. We go so much deeper. You're going to get a copy of our management agreement and some teaching on that. Get a copy of our lease. Last month, our video coaching topic was on marketing, and I said the things that I don't say in these sessions because we can go deeper. Very, very worth the effort. And I was also asked if I could talk more about the live events we're doing because we have a page on the website, but we don't really talk about that. So I'll try to do a better job of talking about upcoming live events. By the time this video gets released, I believe I'll just be about a week out from going out to Atlantic City, New Jersey, speaking at the Realtor event out there, Triple Play for New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. Looking forward to seeing my friends there on the Northeast. Later in January, I'm going to be in Texas. February, we'll be in California. But check out the upcoming events tab on the website if you want to see where I'm at, if that's something that you're interested in doing. I hope this is helpful for you, though. Make sure that you're doing these things. Be cautious as we enter a new year, at the time this video is coming out, how you're going to profit from maintenance, and give it some hard thought before you commit to doing maintenance in-house.